I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wig. Miss Wikiana.
In all seriousness, Sutton, you know, I've thought about it a lot, and I have felt in the last few months that you have been, in particular, just very mean-spirited to me. Here's somebody I don't know that well that says, I've got a really bad feeling.
What I mean by that is hold on.
You're First of all, you're twisting my words. I wasn't concerned with how you were feeling. I was concerned you were going to do something at the event.
And so that's why you brought it up at the table?
When I brought it up at the table, it was to understand what that was about. And like I said, and I've just apologized to you wholeheartedly and said, watching it back, I would have felt the same way. When someone's going to freak them out, I don't know what that means. Are they going to lose their mind? Are you going to start throwing drinks? I started to panic thinking,
well, I would imagine you'd be like, are you going to ruin the girls' event?
That's what I'm going to do, Lisa.
I mean, I would
would
hope
I
not.
ever do that? No.
I would hope not.
That's really kind of avoiding the question, though, because I understand that you get it now, but at the time, at the table, you had to bring it up to the group. You didn't ask me privately. You really wanted to announce it. And talk about freak everybody out. That's what you did.
Whenever someone repeats the question, they're stalling.
And I'm not going to defend myself anymore because I think we can all say that I do not, and it's ridiculous.
I don't think you have
Then say it loudly. Say it more clearly.
I've just
Say it again.
Sutton,
what did you just say?
I don't have any evidence. I'm not with you all the time. Right. I don't know.
You just said, I don't think you have a drinking problem.
I'm not
just
sitting here
repeat it.
I've been thinking about it a lot. Now with this group, there are things happening all of a sudden. There's some shifts happening. And I think we
Where?
Well, I mean, it's not just with Dorit and Kyle. Now, I mean, we've got Dorit and me.
Right.
And this is a person that I had just had a heart-to-heart with on a boat. I just wish that you had said it louder.
I just want to clarify this because I don't remember exactly what I said because I was with Kyle and I remember saying that I consider Teddy a friend. I wouldn't categorize us as close friends. Thought that she was grasping at straws. Her being mad at me because I didn't stick up for a friend, mostly of hers, it just felt like a big stretch.
It's about. This isn't about. It wasn't about her.
Well,
it is
about her.
No, it's not.
It's about her to me. That's for sure.
That's not what this is about.
I was the one explaining to you. I know exactly what this is about.
Dorit, you don't know me that well. She likes to push my buttons to the point where I am incensed with Dorit. But I was also on the boat with her being very kind. So, Dorit, we all have sides.
If she wants me to guide her with finance stuff, the other shoe is going to drop on Dorit.
What's the other shoe?
That PK shoe. And I think that at some point she's going to realize that she's in a big mess. And we are going to have to pull together. We will have to.
I'm not dealing with somebody who actually wants to have a productive conversation, who wants to have any type of relationship, let alone a civil one.
Pick on somebody else.
What does the money have to do with it?
It doesn't. I'm just trying. I want her to back off on me.
Okay.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Let me know when you're done, Sutton.
I'm tired of it.
I know how low she is capable of going. Listen, it's the same woman that very callously, abruptly interrupted me when I was pouring out my heart about my child. The only thing consistent I've seen is consistently horrible to me.
Oh. She's one of the phoniest people I've ever met in my life. If you pretend you've got all these fancy clothes, and you've got all this jewelry on, all these bags, go on trips, and you owe the IRS money and your house is in foreclosure. I have so little respect for you. And you're having this separation, not divorce, separation, can't decide. All I see are lies. So I cannot deal with that kind of person. And if she had just come to us and say, y'all, you know what? We're in financial struggle. I am in a marriage that's not working. It is much more likable and relatable to me than to just pretend like everything is perfect. And then all of a sudden it's not, and I'm supposed to be, I mean, I don't understand it. That's what my problem is with her.
I know if I was in a very bad financial straits, I know that I would show up with my Louboutins and my Chanel and my, I guess, fake Birkin bag if I couldn't afford a real one. I know, so I have a little bit of empathy for Dorit because I know that's what I would be doing.
You still wear the stuff that you had. But you're not wearing next season's Chanel.
That's what a credit line is for.
Not when your house is in
You know what a credit line is, Tilly.
Foreclosure.
Yes,
Not when your husband, it has left you.
Yes,
come on.
that's a time to show up more than ever.
And so I was talking to Garcelle this morning about our conversation at the dinner table last night. My apology to Dorit. I really meant it. I moved the needle, but, I am not apologizing again.
No, I don't think you should.
I'm not. And I just want y'all to know that I meant it, and I wasn't putting on airs. I mean, it was a bad thing that I said, and I really, truly felt badly about it, and it's not like me to say things like that.
It wasn't a good thing to say.
It was a terrible thing to say. I've beaten myself up about it.
Oh, no,
So
sis.
my question for the Real Housewives of The View is the following. Is making fun of someone's financial situation below the belt? And when it comes to fighting with a friend, how low is too low?
Oh, well,
Well, if you're fighting like that, you're not really friends, I would say. And anyone that has to tell you they have a lot of money probably doesn't have a lot of money. They have to tell you how powerful they are, probably not too powerful. If they tell you how big things are for them, probably not the case. So I tend to read more into what she's saying, that kind of hauling around with the money. I'm kind of like, I get it, girl, I see you.
It's just too much. Yeah, that's too much. I just feel like, personally, in those situations, which I have been in those situations where someone actually threw their financial status and that it was better than mine in my face. And you know what I did? I was like, don't
You threw your Oscar back?
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't have my little golden man back then. But I did say, don't mistake my silence for weakness.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Or kindness for weakness.
And don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I'm very kind, but you push me too far.
Yeah.
You get what you give in a way, but you're not friends, to your point. That's not something you say to a friend.
But it's the Real Housewives. The whole premise of the show is to fight.
Dorit, what's your response to Tracy Tudor saying that you don't pay your Glam Squad's bills and that you stalk her on Instagram?
Yeah, it's hysterical.
Do you stalk Tracy Tudor on Instagram?
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Genuinely, wholeheartedly.
You would actually be great on Housewives.
Yeah.
Who are you friends with?
Apparently don't know Dorit.
All too
Yet
well.
she likes to apparently stalk my Instagram and the people that I use.
Wow. I've never seen this Chris Dillon.
You have seen him because he's been on Beverly Hills.
Oh,
Yes.
He does Kathy's hair.
And he used to do Dorit.
Okay.
But that's over.
Why?
Because she doesn't pay her bills.
Her talking about Chris Dillon, a makeup artist, a hairstylist rather, that I worked with this year for the first time in 8 years. And he sent an invoice overcharging me and charging me for a hotel that he had already used my card to pay for.
Okay.
And I think he was just trying to bully this invoice through.
Hey guys, it's Chris Dillon, celebrity hairstylist with clients like the Hiltons, Jessica Simpson, Tracy Tudor, Kelly Osbourne, Lauren Sanchez, and many more. Last night, I was accused on Watch What Happens Live by Dorit Kemsley of using her credit card without her permission to pay for a hotel room as well as invoice for the full amount, and I'm here to chat about it. It's completely out of my character to come to social media and discuss an issue like this, but after it was made so publicly last night on national television and all over our community this morning, I felt like I had no other option but to come on here and speak my truth and give you a little backstory. Back in November, I was in New York City and I was asked by Dorit if I could stay an extra 4 days to do her glam for Watch What Happens Live as well as a photo shoot that she had taken place during her stay. Dorit offered to pay for my hotel room for the duration of our stay, which was 3 nights, 4 days. She offered to send over her credit card so I could extend my stay. However, the hotel we were staying at needed a credit card authorization form filled out since she wasn't there to do it in person. Here's our first text of the morning, and at the top you could see that I'm letting her know that I extend my stay till the 14th and that she would need to fill out the credit card authorization form in order for it to be processed. And then I also said if she just wanted to send me a photo of her credit card, I could do it myself to make it easier for her, not knowing that it would require a digital scan of her ID to be processed into the website in order for it to be complete. She sent it over. I'm thanking her. I'm letting her know the breakdown. I'm also letting her know that I'm covering incidentals, obviously, and to make sure that she clicks the one-time use option. And I'm sending her the first credit card authorization form at the bottom. This is me sending the second credit card authorization and her submitting the first credit card authorization. This is Dorit just letting me know that she did submit the second credit card authorization form, and I'm just thanking her, and she's letting me know when she's gonna be in town the next morning so I can expect her. So that was it as far as the room situations goes. We ended up having, I thought, a really great trip. We had fun, we finished our work obligations, and I was out of New York City on my way to my next work gig. 3 days after being in Miami, I did indeed get a room charge for the 3 nights that I was in New York with Dorit. So I phoned the hotel just to ask them what was going on, and they let me know that the card on file could not have been processed. So my card, being the secondary card for incidentals, was indeed charged. I just choked this up to maybe her card got declined due to a fraud alert, maybe because I would assume that she was putting her card down for her room as well, and maybe both charges for the same room and the same stay flagged something. I just added it to my invoice along with reimbursement for her extensions and the services rendered during the trip to New York. I had this sent over to her accountant just like I always do, and then when December came, I submitted a second invoice for the jobs rendered in December that I worked with Dorit. Simultaneously, I was still working with Dorit. We actually went on a work trip to Utah. We were chatting every few days. We were working together weekly. And I was also chatting with her accountant, trying to get updates of when I'd be paid, and she was letting me know that she was waiting for Miss Kemsley to give her the okay to disperse payment. Cut to about 3 weeks ago when I finally just reached out to Dorit on my own, and I just said, hey babe, can you simply just ask your accountant or your office to release payment to me, because it's almost been 4 months now and I still have outstanding invoices for all the services provided as well as reimbursements. And this is when Dorit told me that she had a huge issue with my invoice, and she knew it immediately the second that she received my invoice, and apologized for not bringing it to my attention sooner. Dorit and I jumped on a call for 30 or 20 minutes. I happened to be at Tracy Tudor's house, so she was my witness to the call. She heard the whole thing, and Dorit basically just gave me the runaround, berated me, gaslit me, let me know that she thought that I was lying about everything. It was basically my word against hers, which that's how it goes when stuff is not in writing. I totally understand that now. And even went to the point of asking me if I was coherent or right in the head, and ended the phone call by saying that my balance will be paid in full and that we would never be working together again, and hung up on me. I think after hearing that conversation and seeing how shaken up I was about it, this is when Tracy Tudor stepped in and felt like she was compelled to defend me when she went onto a radio show and discussed Dorit and her non-payment. Last week was the last time that we spoke together. It was a text from Dorit saying that her credit card was indeed charged for my room charges, and she sent me the bank statements of them being processed on December 9th. I then immediately went to my Amex account and I saw that the room charge that I had been charged was deleted and removed from my statement. So I immediately sent a sincere apology, you guys could read it right here, and sent her an updated invoice removing the room charge immediately.
And when they had written back, this has already been paid, it was like, oh, I didn't get away with that. And obviously he needed to resend an invoice.
This is when Dorit keeps going on and on saying that I used her card without her permission and that I called the hotel myself and I demanded that they remove the charge from my card and charge her card without her permission. I would never do that. I have such a great relationship with this specific hotel. I know them so well. I just would simply never do that. And during this moment, I thought that I still had the charge on my account, which is why it was still on my invoice. I didn't know this until it was brought to my attention. Had she brought this up 4 months ago when she first found out and had the big issue with it, I would have immediately taken care of it and taken it off of my invoice and submitted a new one. Here's our final text where I just finally backed down and just wrote out simply everything that was owed. I even took another $1,000 off of a day rate that she said that she never agreed to and that I inflated. And I just, at this point, wanted to get paid for something because it felt like I wasn't going to get paid and it was just going to be a continuous back and forth. At the end of the day, this is also my livelihood. You know, I have a family to take care of. I have bills to pay. I was waiting months on end to be paid and I was giving her grace by allowing her to just keep procrastinating, and I wasn't getting anything in return. She said to send it to her office, and that's what I did, expecting to be paid within 24 hours, 2 days later. So again, as I said in the beginning, I'm not one to come on social media and bring something like this to light, but I felt like I had no other way to just share my side of the story after being dragged on TV by Dorit.
Right. Tracy going on Jeff Lewis, who is the poster child for inviting anyone that has anything to say about me.
Okay.
But her going on there and talking about something that she knows nothing about, it seems more like attention-seeking than anything.
Ew. Like JK, but maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's okay because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax because I said what I said.